Hey everybody, hey friends. It's been so long since I've been on here. How's it going? I have been really good lately. Just going deeper into connection to myself, and which kind of felt like I wanted to do this video just to remind people how very important it is to go deeper into connection to ourselves. And I remember years and years ago when I started coaching, when I started being coached, my coach said to me, which was so profound at the time, and I hadn't really thought about it because it's not something that we think about in our lives. He said that every relationship that shows up in your life, how you show up in relationships, is about the connection to yourself, how you show up in relationship to yourself and in connection with yourself. And that's really profound, right? Because when we're growing up and our parents are raising us from their wounding and projecting that onto us, and we're taught from day one to disconnect from ourselves more and more and more as we grow up to then being connected to ourselves. And God, think about if we were taught connection to ourselves way back then, and these beautiful, amazing, divine light beings we are, and the frequency we would hold and maintain and embody. And anyway, but because of programming and the way the system has taught us over and over through generations, that wasn't the case. It hasn't been the case. Reconnecting to ourselves, and this is something that I don't think is really talked about a lot out there. We talk about so many other things, but it's the core of it, right? Coming back to our true self. The core of that is the connection to ourself, because we're always taught to get everything and seek everything externally instead of internally. So I guess at this time, my little message is that I'm sharing. Take a look at the connections you have with those people, or relationships that you have with people around you, friends, family, partners, whatever. Also, for those that are deeply connected to a soulmate, divine counterpart, one soul connection, all of that. Just have a look where that's showing up in your life and what that reflection is showing you of how you are connected to yourself. And so that I mean, where in you do you still have fears? Do you still lack worthiness around situations? Do you still get triggered with people that want to maybe start an argument with you? Or are you coming from higher states of consciousness when somebody is still in a lower state of consciousness, and they might be saying something to you, or some situations going on? Are you able to respond, not react? Are you able to respond from the higher state of consciousness and higher perspective? Because you've already done so much healing yourself that you can see from a higher perspective, you can see it from a higher awareness and consciousness of what's going down and what's happening. Can you go deeper into your heart and open your heart? Be crystal clear, in your communication. Can you be transparent, vulnerable? Can you love, without conditions? Can you love from a place of not being judgmental, which obviously, yes, is without conditions, but not wanting to try and control another or put your beliefs onto another. And this is really interesting. Spirit wants me to, my higher self is saying now, to remind people that when they're listening to things over time, if they're Ascension, it could be a month ago, a year ago, years ago, and they're in different states of consciousness then. So sometimes we can get taught something or hear something or listen to something, and we don't get it then. It just doesn't sit right then, because we're in a lower state of consciousness. We're still in fear. We might be in denial. We don't know, it's kind of doesn't really sink in. But then we can hear it, or it shows up a few years later and we go, oh my God, I get this. And I got told that years ago, but I didn't believe it, or I didn't understand it, or I didn't want to listen to it, or whatever it is, whatever story we have. And that happens all the time, right? Because things come into our life that spirit, our higher self, brings them in, hoping that we're ready to take that on, to go deeper into that situation ourselves, to let go and remove blocks and situations and beliefs around it. But sometimes we run the other way, or sometimes we don't even have an awareness that we're doing that, right? Sometimes we think, oh, I've healed this, or no, I'm not frightened of that, or I don't do this and that, but really we are, but we're just telling ourselves we're not. So so my higher self just wanted me to put that in there, because it's not about judging ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves for the consciousness we were in when we might have done something, wherever it was, could have just been yesterday, but from where we were coming from, our own wounding and trauma in that moment, and our reactions or responses at that time. And we can't beat ourselves up about that, right? We have to let go of that and have compassion for ourselves, and go and love for ourselves, and go, wow, okay, yeah. It's a bit like when people say, I wish I knew that back then. I wish I knew what I know now. I wish I knew it back then. So it's all about getting to the deeper connection of self. And part of that, when we're letting go of, all our, fears and limiting beliefs and programming, etc., etc. So part of that is, all of that actually is obviously going deeper within ourselves. Yeah. So I just wanted to share this little message and just say that, look at the relationships around you and how they're showing up. Are you still codependent in relationships, in a codependent relationship, as in you being codependent on somebody else, or somebody else being codependent on you, like a partner or a family member or a friend or whatever? This is the time to let go of all of that. These energies that are coming in for everybody do not support codependency. They're all about sovereignty. They're all about stepping up into who you are as a soul, stepping up to that beautiful love and honor of yourself and respect, and nurturing yourself, and just really giving yourself, like stepping into your divine light, being the lighthouse. They're all about you not being afraid of anything, of what anyone says or does, or where you think you might have to stay in a situation because of XYZ. All of that's just going, it's being washed away. And it's been happening for years, but it's really heightened at the moment. It's these energies are amazing. And I know for me, every week I kind of feel in my own ascension. I have been at a point for a while where I don't get triggered or purge and stuff, but I get a new awareness of stepping up into higher levels and higher states of consciousness each week. And sometimes every day, and sometimes I have profound things happen, and other things I'll just know randomly, my higher self will just say stuff, and I'll go, yeah, like it's just, I'm loving these energies. I'm seeing where I still had some people that maybe were codependent on me, where I was trying to overlap my soul path with someone else, like a family member or something, and hang on, I'm like, no, that's not right. And we do that when we're not fully stepping into our worthiness as well, and it all comes back to the connection. So if you can feel that you are the universe, if you can feel and know that you are a product of creation, you are God creator, and if you can just know your worth and amazing, incredible abundance and thing, I don't just mean abundance in money, I mean, in everything, joy, happiness, peace, health, wellness, money, love, everything. When you just trust and know that you deserve that to come to you. And anyway, I just wanted to share that little bit about connection. And so just take a look in your life, how things are showing up. Just be more aware of these beautiful opportunities that these energies are giving us, these beautiful heightened energies at the moment. Wow, they're amazing. They're whooping some ass sometimes. Yeah. But I think we're all really starting to see and come deeper into the connection of ourselves and the love, honor, respect, and but wherever you are in your consciousness, just take a moment to, before you react, or if anything, happens around you, before you react and respond to someone, take a moment to breathe and just go, okay, where can I come from a higher perspective here? Where can I see, other perspectives of this? There'll always going to be people around that, are going to be in that, antagonistic sort of stubborn or fight type mode. That's life. But it's all in how you show up and the vibration that you put out from yourself as to who you attract into your life as well. And that's the best mirror, because if you're attracting somebody that is doing something, you're like, oh God, why have I got this person in my life at the moment with all their dramas or whatever? Have a look at yourself, where you are in your frequency to attract that, because it can't happen any other way, as I've said before. So like frequency attracts like frequency. So it's a great mirror to show us if we're still holding unworthiness issues, if we're still, haven't gone deeper in the connection to ourselves. Yeah. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Have a good day, everyone. Take care. Namaste.